compliment of the season to all of us. God, in His infinite mercy, who has created all of us, one of the things we have in common is the number of months in a year. The Muslim has 12 months in a year. The Christian have another 12 months in a year. Even other religions, they still have 12 months in a year. We also have the same 7 days in a week. The Muslims' days of the week cannot be 8 days or 3 days or 5 days. The same thing with Christian. Their days are the same as you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Muslim too has Yom al-Had, Yom al-Ithnain, Yom al-Thulatha, Yom al-Arwa, Yom al-Khamis, Yom al-Sitta, Yom al-Sabt, and Yom al-Jum'ah and Yom Sab'ah. The same thing that they have, it means there are so many things in common between the Christian and the Muslims. Today, we want to look at what I refer to as common concepts between the Christian and the Muslim. My name is Imam Fuad Adeyemi, and joining me in the studio is Father Emmanuel Unamba of St. Cyril Catholic Church, Kadokuchi, here in Abuja. Father, you are welcome. I think I was supposed to give you your full compliment. Father, I used to refer to you as Sheikh Father Emmanuel Unamba. So you have the two. You are welcome once again.
Thank you.
And we also have Sheikh Imam Kabir Adam, who is the Imam of our National Mosque here in Abuja. Imam, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Together we'll be discussing common concepts. If you notice, I introduced Sheikh, I introduced Father as a Sheikh. By the time we start to discuss, you agree with me that he's actually a Sheikh, and don't be surprised, he's a father of the Catholic in the Catholic Church. But before we begin to discuss today's discussion, let's quickly look at some of the messages which we received in the last few days. This man writes, said, this program is informative and educative, eye-opener. Also, I'm a devoted Christian, but I must confess, I love that Imam. God bless his wisdom. Please, if I can get access to any of his teaching online or anywhere, Abayomi Agumbiade, you can actually get that. Just click his name. I assure you, you will get it. This man said, the good example of love in religion starts in Nigeria. This man also wrote, he said, hello, sir. You mean the Quran and the Bible are so related? Then why all this religious dichotomy and strife? Well done, Imam and Pastor Bayode Ajibade. You know, we discussed a topic where, incidentally, we are continuing with such discussion today, where you see, what do you call it? Is it almost relevance or almost uniformity in the way Quran and the Bible discuss a certain thing? But let's continue. This man writes, he said, the problem lies with our religious leaders who want more followers for their selfish end and nothing more. Dayo from Oyo in Oyo State. This man says, good evening to our today's discussants. This program should be applauded for its multiple benefits, particularly on morality and indeed cohabitation among people. These are challenging areas that easily breed conflict. God bless you, Ibrahim Bebeji. The man says, this is a powerful program. Keep enlightening us more, men of God. Quran even speaks more miracles performed by Jesus that are not recorded in the Bible. That's wonderful. I'm learning new things. It's a Christian that wrote that. I don't know whether...
I was telling you about the ignorance that pervades the society in such a way that when you tell somebody that Ibrahim is the same with Abraham, he'll be wondering, but I thought that was a Muslim thing. He doesn't know that it's the same name. You know, when you tell somebody Yusuf is the same with Joseph that we have in the Bible, they get amazed. But with
some people don't know like this, Idris is Enoch.
Exactly. Aisa, they don't know that it's Jesus. But when we come to expose ourselves to learning, we'll be able to dissipate a whole lot of things.
That's right.
Like this word, Messiah, which is Al-Masih.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Messiah
the
is
Messiah.
Al-Masih.
Where do you get Masih?
إنما المسيح عيسى ابن مريم.
Where do you get it?
In the Quran.
Okay, that is what I want to hear. Okay. This man, right, he said, good evening, our spiritual father. Please, this program should reach across Nigeria because it's uplifting, it's lifting my spiritual reasoning. Thank you, Emmanuel from Lafia. This one says, I will be happy if this program go around the 36 states of Nigeria. I'm Nandu Selkum from Plateau State. We have so many messages. This man said, this is my first time of watching this eye-opening program. My name is Oluwole James. We just heard from the bishop on the studio on how Sultan of Sokoto relates with people from other beliefs. Okay. So my question is, what are the people like the eminent bishop are doing to sensitize most of our pastors in local churches preaching or teaching that is creating sin for Christians to dine and wine with Muslims, especially during any Muslim celebration, such as Salah. I don't know if you heard what he said, but let me read more. Probably we'll be able to join it together. This was say, understanding what love means. This must be the three wise men. Oh, my beautiful Nigeria. Good evening, brother. Please promise me this program will continue. Bright, blessed from Onitsha, Anambra State. I don't know if you heard what he said.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it will continue. It will continue. I have no doubt, just as you were telling us a while ago, that we are now getting some sponsors who
we are looking for sponsors.
Oh.
We are now looking for sponsors now because we actually need it to sustain this program.
Yeah, because the time we need this program is now.
It's now.
It's more important now in order to bridge the gap between the Christians and Muslims. Especially now we have a sense of dividedness among us.
Yes, and now the election is coming.
Let us know.
Many people might actually use religion to cause crisis among us. So if there is going to be anything, we want, at least by God's grace, religion will not be part of it.
And at the same time, the more we are united, the beneficial will become to each other. So there is no point of division.
Okay. We have more. This man wrote, he said, greetings, sir. I am Honorable Jacob from Benue State. Before I proceed, I want to first of all express my sincere gratitude to the organizer of this program. My question and advice to the Imam, why is it that all the necessary things concerning Islam are only known by the teachers, but hidden to the followers? I believe the problem of religious intolerance is as a result of making the Islamic dictates alien to the followers. Did you hear that?
No, maybe he didn't understand the things. In Islam, it is even compulsory for a Muslim to learn all that is pertaining the religion. In fact, first revelation to the prophet says, read. Mean, go and read what is there in the religion.
But he said it's only you, Malam, that know. He said the followers don't know what Islam is. He said that is what is causing commotion.
It depends. Well, what is happening, for you to be a knowledgeable person is different. And for you to know the basic things about the religion is another things. So in the mosques around the country, most of the mosque, if you go between the hour of 7 to 8, you see the scholars there teaching the people about the religion. So, knowledge is not by force. You cannot force anybody to come to learn. Your own duty is to ask people to come.
To create an environment for people to learn.
Exactly. Yes, for them, of course, sometimes people may be interested, but economic problem also will prevent them. So there is nothing they can do.
Okay. Father, you want to say something?
Yeah, exactly. The religious leaders are full-time into religion and religious studies. So we wouldn't equate them with the common, the normal believers who don't have as much time. But what the point is making, I think, is let those who have learned this, we who are the religious leaders, who have learned more of our religion, dissipate the knowledge, teach. Don't keep the knowledge to yourself. Their knowledge will be waste if you don't share it. When you share the knowledge and let the people on the grassroots know, then your knowledge will become meaningful. So let us try as much as possible to know what our religion teaches, and then let the followers know exactly what.
And at the same time, as much as you cannot disseminate what you have to others, you will not enjoy it.
You will not enjoy it. Okay.
Yes.
This person wrote, he said, "Good morning to the great wise men in the house. I'm really enjoying this program, and this is very, very inspiring, and I'm learning a lot. My prayer for this program is that at the end, it will surely bring peace, unity in our country, Nigeria. My name is Solomon Benson, texting from Port Harcourt, Rivers State." This one says, "You are doing a good job. You are doing a good job there. Religion is a contract between a servant and his creator. We should emphasize on things that unite us, not those things that divide us. God bless Nigeria." Emma Abari Doman, Nasarawa State. Incidentally, as if we've listened to you, what we are discussing today is those things that is common between all of us. This man writes, "Hey, good day, sir. In fact, we impressed with this program and the guest speaker out our mind." I don't know. He said, "Because we actually always think because it's NTA, no reality or truth will be said because we don't watch NTA. We believe it's government tool. But tonight, we are convinced that NTA is saying the truth." You want to say something?
Stereotype is very, very dangerous.
Yes,
when you have made up your mind about a particular thing, whatever is coming from there, you already say, no, nothing good, like we have in the scripture, nothing good can come from Nazareth, in reference to Jesus. So it's good for you to be open to reality and then assess it as it comes, instead of having a stereotype mind.
In Arabic, they have one proverb that says, "Al-insan adu lima jahil."
Allah.
Father can translate.
No, let Father translate. Father, please, I want you to translate.
I've already made allusion to that in
Please,
one of our
I want you to
programs.
translate.
That a man is an enemy of what he does not know.
You see?
If he doesn't
Do you know
it,
this
then-
hadith, this
Yes.
Arabic text? I first heard of it from Reverend Father Idowu Ferron, who is now the secretary of Anglican Church in London now. I first and foremost, as even an Arabic scholar, an Islamic scholar, that phrase, I first heard it from Idowu Ferron, who was then in Kaduna, and a father.
Yeah.
Okay, it means we just have to open our mind, we have to open our heart to go and listen to others. Perhaps what we think is not good might actually be the best for us. This man said, "Good day, sir. In fact," no, I think I've read this. He said, "Good evening, presenter. My name is Obioma from Abuja. I so much like this program. I have this question to ask. Why do they always refer mosque as Yoruba mosque? Are they not worshiping the same God?"
You see, human beings always address things the way they think it is going to be understood. For example, if somebody come to an area as a new person there, they don't know his name, they don't know how to speak his language, what are they going to call him? They will call him to the first word he altered. That's it. So when somebody saw a mosque in Yoruba land, he will think that is...
No, that is not what he's saying.
I'm coming. There was a country, I think, is it Guinea Conakry or something, one of these Guineas. There is a mosque. And that mosque owned by some Hausa people who are there doing their business. They are Nigerians. So, this Guinean, when they go to that mosque, they call it Hausa Church. This is how they call it, Hausa Church. Because there's no a particular place marked for worship is church. But this time around, this kind of church is not the same as their own. So for them to understand it, they now call it Hausa Church. And it remained there. So the Hausa man there, who is doing his business, has no problem with that name.
Okay.
Because he understands.
You want to say something? I should just...
relating it to the church setting, when we go out, we have what is referred to as chaplaincies. The Christians in the United States of America may dedicate a particular church for Christian worship in the Nigerian way. So you can call that a Christian, a Nigerian church, because it is specially dedicated to worship in the Christian way, in the Nigerian way. Yeah, the way that Nigerians, of course, you know that we are lively in our worship, so that could be referred to as a Nigerian church in the positive sense. But when the derogatory use of the term comes in, I think that's where he's coming from. When you refer to it as these people are not proper. That's why he was asking, are they not worshiping the same God?
Okay.
But when it is used in the positive sense, this is especially for these people. It is all right in terms of our own.
Before I read the next, there's one experience I had in a particular country called Oman. The Christian, their day of service is on Friday.
Yes, of course.
If you go to church, on the Sunday service for the Christian in Oman is actually on Friday, exactly, because there is work on Sunday.
Not only in that country, in most of the Arab
countries.
Yeah, because that's the day of holiday. So the church is trying to fit into the system of the civil authority, even though the proper day is on Sunday.
It's on Sunday. This man say, clear me on this. Those people that kidnap innocent people and behead them while reciting the Quran, please, are they Muslim? If yes, is their own Quran different, or is there anywhere in the Quran that is supported to kill people in that manner? Justin Amadi, watching from Abuja. Briefly, because we don't have time now.
You see, that is, we can use the name devil or the Satan. This creature, even we are going to talk about it, this creature of God is one of the most knowledgeable creatures who knows almost all the scriptures we are talking about, but still he is doing what? Devilish act. So for somebody to recite or memorize Quran or Bible does not mean he cannot be a criminal. No.
Okay.
Because criminality is not in that books, but it is in his heart. So Quran says, Inna nafsa la ammaratun bisu. Human's mind always command him to do evils. So
that's the meaning of what you just said?
Yes.
Okay.
So if he follows that, definitely he can act
then it's
any
devilish.
act of
okay.
Yes, but that does not mean that book ordered him to do that, or he is using that book as his guidance. No.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Father, don't worry. You are coming back in a very big way. You can also send your messages to 070-449-44949. That you'll be able to be part of the program. For those of our viewers or listeners on radio, the number to call is 070-449-44949. Don't go away. We'll now go on a short break now, so that when we come back, then all of us will now see what are our common grounds.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Yeah, welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Abrahamic Mission, and today we are discussing common concepts. What are the things that are common to all of us, especially those of us that follow Abraham? Let me start. The word Abraham is the great-great-grandfather of Christianity, that they all believe that Christianity emanates from. The same thing with Islam, because, and to the Muslim, it is called Ibrahim. So it is the same Ibrahim that it is Abraham. Ibrahim gave birth to Ismail, that the Bible refers to as Ishmael, and the Christian refer to the second-born, Ishaq, according to the Muslim, but the Christian call it Isaac. There are so many more of these that we can learn, and by God's grace, we are going to learn today. And joining me to do this is Imam Dr. Kabir Adam, who is Imam in National Mosque. Imam, once again, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
And also we have Father Emmanuel. To me, I refer to him as Sheikh Father Emmanuel Unamba of St. Cyril Catholic Church at Kadokuchi here in Abuja. Father, you are welcome.
I'm glad to be here.
You might not know, to those who are just seeing you for the first time, I also refer to him as an Arabist. But you want to disagree with that.
No.
So I've disagreed on your behalf.
Okay,
Don't
thank
worry.
you very much, because there are a whole lot of things I don't know yet
Yes,
in
yes.
the language. I'm just
No,
trying to...
But one thing
you know,
about
pick
knowledge,
pick up.
Father, one thing about knowledge is the more you know you don't know.
Exactly.
That is the rule of
A whole
knowledge.
lot of-
If you know, you feel you know, be rest assured you are nobody. You don't know anything.
That's
So-
why in Arabic they said, Nisful ilmi la adri. The whole half of knowledge
I don't know.
is to know I don't know.
I think it's even more than half this time around.
I also know of another saying in Arabic that in every person that you know, there is a person that you don't know.
Exactly.
Fi shaksin arifuhu, yujad shaksin
La
letarifuhu.
tarifu.
Yes.
You know, I'm afraid even our camera people, they're looking at Father's mouth. That how can a father be speaking Arabic like this?
It's a language,
So,
not
well,
a religion.
well, today we want to look at things that are common to all of us. When I mean all of us, I mean the Christian and the Muslim. And I want us to understand within to our viewers, the essence of today is not for us to compare and contrast, but for us to actually appreciate ourselves, to understand ourselves, to now know that what we think is things that divide us is actually the same thing that unites us. Let me start from the beginning itself. God. I will start from Father. What is the concept of God from the Christian point of view?
God, the way it is defined in the catechism is a compendium of knowledge of the Christian faith, that God is a supreme spirit who alone exists of himself, and he is infinite in all perfection. So God is that being that is perfect. No other being can be perfect. And since he's perfect, he is immortal. He is not created. He's the creator, but he is not created. He cannot die. So he's the beginning of all things. He doesn't come to begin, and he doesn't come to end. He is a being above all being. And since he is the origin of all things, human beings are naturally drawn to him as their source and origin. And that's how religion come about. Because since we all originated from God, we are naturally drawn back to him. You know, the Muslim will always have the obituary. Inna lillahi wa ilayhi raji'un. So we are from him, and indeed we are pulled back to him because we are created by him. So God is the creator. He's the maker of all things. In him there is no fault. He makes everything, yet he is not made himself.
I remember
He's the
in
author of
SOP,
all things.
you remember all things wise and wonderful, all
Yes.
creature great and small, all things
Wide and
beautiful. That Lord God made them.
Exactly.
Each little flower that opens, each
Exactly.
little bird that sings.
Exactly.
Let me go to Imam and who or what is the concept of God from Islamic point of view?
Well, it appears like he is talking to my mind when he is talking. Because
That's the common ground.
yes,
Say your mind.
you
so that
see,
we can...
you see, God, we call him in Arabic Allah. So in Quran chapter 18, God says, "Hal ta'lamu lahu samia?" Do you know anybody who answered the name of God apart from him? Of course, the answer is no. He is one and only. He is even before time. In fact, he creates time. Everything's owned by him. He has the power over everything. No, nothing in the universe, not on earth, in the entire universe, that have power over him. He is the supreme being. هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن. Meaning, he is the first even before the first.
Okay.
He is the last when there was no last for him. He is the hidden, the thing that you cannot see with your eye. And he is in everywhere where you can see his sign.
Even a blind person can see.
Yes. So he is the only one who controls the power of human beings. He is the one who gives the human beings the power to control so many things. This scientific discoveries was given by him. That is why in some verses of the Holy Quran you surprise. You see how God created human beings. It is there. So, in fact, when my brother said he is the perfect and complete, if there is complete, then that complete.
And that is Kamal.
That is Kamal. And that word will be with God alone. So, you see, it is wonderful. That's why God says we should worship him. You see, God, because he is the supreme being, he put it in the mind of human beings, wherever you are, and whatever tribe you think you come from, you have this sense of worshiping God.
Okay.
Even those who are not Muslims, not Christians, but they are worshiping idols. At least in their mind, there is that issue of worship.
Okay.
Because that is how we were created.
Okay.
We have to worship.
Okay. We'll get to the concept of worship. But before I go there, somebody wrote, he said, I'm Michael Moses. I greet you all the people of God. Is it true that Enoch is Idris in the Quran?
Of course, we already mentioned.
I want Father to even answer that.
Yeah, we have already established that.
Please, because he didn't hear.
Because it's an issue of language.
Yeah.
It's an issue of language, you know. When you get to another language, a name that you know very well can change and become another name. And if you are not conscious, you will think that is a different personality altogether. Just like I already mentioned, when you say Isa bin Maryam, people will say, who is that? You know, a Christian who is not knowledgeable, will not know that talking about Jesus, the son of Mary. But with this exposure now that we are making here, we come to a greater appreciation of knowledge.
And there is another name.
What's that?
Joseph.
Joseph. I will get to the prophet. I want you to mention as many.
Just concerning this question. We have Joseph. You can see, in Arabic we call him Yusuf. In Egyptian language, they call him Yusansif. You can see, 3 names
Diversity.
refers to one person. Like this Abraham. Even Quran reported this name in some narration of the Holy Quran, Ibrahim, Abraham. In fact, there is one that Ibrahim. So many names, because the word is neither Arabic nor English.
Yes.
It is Hebrew. Yes, so
Diversified to the different languages.
The essence here, like I've said, is for us to understand ourselves. But there's one thing that is also common to us.
Yeah.
Where are we coming from? I will start from you now, from the Quran. I mean the concept of creation. How are we created?
Well, Quran chapter 2 made mention saying, وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. When your Lord made mention to the angels that I'm going to create one being who will be the leader of the entire universe. That is why human beings control everything in the universe. So when he said so, then Allah says in another chapter, he say, Ya ayyuhan nasu taqu rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum min nafsin wahida. O you who believe in what? Believe in God.
I'm listening,
But-
sir.
O mankind, we have created you from single male. That is Adam. That single male was created from the dust. Allah says, Minha khalaqanakum. From the dust we have created you. So from the dust, from the soil, God created human beings. The first human being, that is Adam. Then he says, وَخَلَقَ مِنْهَا زَوْجَهَا. From that human beings, the first one, that is Adam, his wife was created also. Then, after the two, God in his infinite mercy make it destiny for human being to continue spreading through birth. But Adam and Eve, they were created just like that. Just like that. So you can see, this is how, Islamically, this is how human being started. God created him from the clay, and he became. Quran use one word, kun fayakun. Be, and it is there. That is how we created.
I'm afraid we brought only one person on this program.
Of course, yes. What we are
You
saying.
didn't ask me why.
Okay.
Because as you are talking, even the Arabic you are quoting, I see Father is also joining you
Exactly.
to quote the verses correctly.
Yes.
And you want to say something
It's-
on the creation?
We are on common ground.
Okay.
We are on common ground because
Okay.
as he was
Yes.
speaking, he was speaking as it is written in the book of Genesis,
Exactly.
chapter 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah, read it for us as
The
it
book,
was
of,
written.
the book of Genesis narrated the creation of all things, beginning with the creation of land. Let creatures come out of the water. And eventually, we on the sixth day, that was brought about the 6 days of the week. And then the seventh day, God rested. From our own account, God rested on the seventh day. That's why we honor it and make it holy. So on the sixth day, God said, let us create man. Let
In
us
our own
create
image.
man in our own image and
Yes.
after. You know, he was always talking about that. Kalachna, let us create. You know, so God said, let us create man in our own image after our likeness. And so, human being was fashioned out of dust. That's Adam. He fashioned out of dust, and then God breathed upon him the breath of life. So he was a dust, and that's why during our burial ceremony we always say, "You are dust, and unto dust you will return." And so God,
Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un.
yeah, exactly. So we was created out of dust, and it is the Spirit of God going into him that makes him a living being. So that tells us that we are from God. Apart from God, we remove God from us, we are nothing. The Acts of the Apostles, chapter 17, verse 28, will tell us that God created, it is from God, in him that we live and move and have our being. So remove the Spirit of God from human being, they return to dust. And so just as he said again, God saw that man was lonely, and he said, let us create a helpmate for him. And that's how Eve was created. And after Eve was created, God said it was so wonderful. When he created other things, he said he saw that it was good. And then when he created man, he said he saw that it was very good. And he commanded man to dominate the earth. Exactly what he said. To take hold of the earth, to dominate the earth, and
To take the
care
responsibility.
of the earth.
And become
that
the
is
Khalifa,
exactly
becomes the ambassador. Let me
Yes.
put it that way.
Yes.
A diplomat from God's
who
ministry.
have been
this time
sent
around.
to take care of the earth. And so
Okay.
that is exactly what human beings are doing today. You see us inventing all kinds of all the technological advancements.
Exactly.
Okay,
It
okay.
is the power of God. So human beings should not ever think that they are it is out of their own wisdom that are doing this. Everything is from God.
You can be part of this program by sending your messages to WhatsApp, SMS or WhatsApp number to 070-449-44949. Please do not call. Those of you who are calling, you're actually disturbing us. Please stop calling and send message. And I want to thank one woman. Her name is Adebimpe Omalola. I think she writes from Ijebu-Ode, that she has opened a YouTube channel for Abrahamic Mission, that you can watch Abrahamic Mission on YouTube, and just click Abrahamic Mission on YouTube, that she has created a YouTube channel for Abraham. We thank you for that, and we pray God in His infinite mercy will reward you. But we'll go on a short break now. Then after this break, we continue.
Nigeria, our great nation with vast and rich land. Our people are strong and united. Our founding fathers, Sir Ahmadu Bello, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and a host of others bequeathed us a united, peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. Let us honor them by living in peace with one another. Let us eschew violence, ethnic profiling, and religious bigotry. We must avoid hate speech and other forms of derogatory words against our fellow Nigerians. Let our differences in tribes, cultures, religions, or politics be the ingredients that make our unity palatable. Let us all join hands to fight our common enemies of insecurity, poverty, and unemployment. Nigeria is big enough for us all. Let's unite to make our country a great place for us all. This message is from Sir Ahmadu Bello Memorial Foundation in collaboration with Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
Yeah, welcome back. If you are just joining us, we are discussing common ground that is common to both the Muslim and the Christian. Once again, we want to thank the woman who has opened YouTube for us. But what I'd love to know is that we have our own YouTube already on NTA, and we want to appreciate you and we want to thank you that even if you click it, you will still go to the NTA YouTube. And you can also send your WhatsApp once again to 070-449-44949. Please don't call. Many people are seriously calling. I want to appeal to you not to call. Like we've rightly said, the essence of this is for us to understand and appreciate ourselves the more, so that we know that where we are coming, it's like somebody that is going to meet at a particular point and you are not at the same point. So to get there, you take different way. Meanwhile, it is the same thing that you have to do. We have discussed the concept of God now, Father. We have discussed the concept of creation. But let's go into prophets. Do you all have prophets, and what does prophets mean? What do they do? I will want to start from Father, because you are supposed to add some things the other time.
All right. Let me just go straight to the concept of the prophets. Mm-hmm. The prophets are the messengers of God. Mm-hmm. The messengers and the prophets, in the Christian religion, we don't distinguish between them as in the Islamic religion. They are all messengers and prophets sent by God to communicate His message. Mm. In the previous religion, human beings, due to the innate nature that God had put into them, they started seeking for their creator. That's the origin of natural religion. But from the time of Abraham, we are on Abrahamic mission. So from the time of Abraham, God decided to speak to human beings. Instead of human beings searching for them, searching for God Himself, God decided to come down to speak to human beings. So from the time of Abraham, the two desires met. Human beings trying to reach God and God coming down to reach man. And so there was that communication. And how was the communication? Through the prophets. How did God communicate to human beings? Through the prophets. And so we have various prophets and patriarchs. In the early prophets, we refer to them as patriarchs in the Christian religion. Abraham, Moses, Isaac, Jacob, Jeremiah, and all of them. They were spokesmen of God, and God used them to communicate His message to humanity. So instead of human beings struggling to know God intuitively, God has decided to send his message to them. And this will eventually come down to what we discuss later, the books that he has given them. And then,
Please, before you pick it up, somebody writes, I'm really interested. I can't recall when last I watched NTA this long, but thanks for this very important cross-fertilization of Islam and Christianity and Christian knowledge anchored. And I thank you all for this noble initiative that will enhance interfaith understanding. The commonalities between Islam and Christianity are so enormous, but for ignorance, all these conflicts we are witnessing in our country can be avoided with education. The Quran says anyone that kills one soul is equal to killing the whole humanity. He says, salam to you all. And my name is Idris Abubakar Muhammad from Wuse Zone 1. Malam Idris, we are very grateful to you. Let me back to the Imam.
Well, prophets, you see, as he mentioned himself, as I continue saying, we are talking the same thing. Prophets are the ambassadors of God, or no, the messengers of God, whom were chosen among the human beings to represent God and disseminate his information to other human beings. Because God, in his infinite mercy, if he so wish, he can talk to anybody, as he did to Moses. Moses used to talk to God freely. As I'm hearing voice of other people, Moses did the same thing. Yes, so let me start from the creation of Adam. When Adam was sent down to earth, he used to communicate with angels and God at the same time. But this time around, he is now in an area which is different from where he came from. So he find it very difficult because he was alone, nobody to talk to him. Even Eve was not there, because they landed in separate places. So that is when the messagehood started. Angel Gabriel used to come to meet Adam and tell him, do this, do that, do that. This is the command of your creator. But that time, there was no people. So the message will not be strong because it is it is for him alone. So when people started having number, that is when we come to the time of Noah. Yes, Noah. This Noah, Quran says, "Shara'a lakum min ad-dini ma wasa bihi Noah." God put on you to worship him the same way Noah did. Noah was the first among the prophets as far as Islam is concerned, because even Abraham himself was from Noah. We call him Noah. So when Abraham came, let me say, even before Abraham, we have other nations beside Abraham. Like we have Ad. This Ad are the people of Hud. Then we have other people, we call them Thamud.
Okay.
These are the people of Saleh. These two.
I think Solly was the only one that was not properly mentioned in the Bible.
Okay.
But other, go ahead.
So, but yes, but they are the Saleh's environment was mentioned even in the Bible.
yes.
Yes.
You say?
His name was not mentioned in the Bible, Saleh.
Yeah.
But that city, the Madain Saleh, was mentioned in the Bible too.
Yes, yes.
So you see, so all this, they came, they were people living together with people, but God chose them and give them message through revelation. Revelation is a kind of situation where somebody can receive message from God. But the way of receiving revelation in as far as Islam is concerned, it was divided into two. There are revelation that came to you and me. That one is not for prophecy. No. And there is that revelation that comes alone, that meet only messenger of God. So when that messenger came, you yourself, you know, yes. Let me talk about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When he received message, his body changes. If you are not lucky, you are living together. If he took his leg, put it on your own. If you are not lucky, the revelation comes, you suffer, because he will become 1,000 times ton of his own weight. Of course, if care is not taken, your leg will break. So in that situation, it is not themselves. God put them in another situation so that they can receive that message. So when they receive it, then they now talk to people. So in Islam, we have many of them. Many. But Quran says, Amana Rasulu bima unzila ilayhi. The Prophet believed in what was revealed unto him. Amana Rasulu bima unzila ilayhi min rabbihi wal mu'min. And other believers also believe. Kullun amana billahi wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rusulihi. All the prophets and the believers believe in Allah. They believe in the books of Allah. They believe in the prophets of Allah, and they believe in the angels of Allah. So you cannot.
We are taking all those one by one.
Yes. So you cannot. So you cannot have prophet without the angels.
Okay.
You cannot have also angels in the absence of the message.
Yes.
So angel received order from God directly. Then God will ask him, go and meet so person in so place of the earth. Angel will now come directly to that person. Then he will talk to him. This is what was given to you. Let me mention to Mary. Mary received something like that in her lifetime. Before she gave birth to Jesus, angel came to her. When he came, he told her, "Oh, you Mary, inni wadhkur fil kitabi Maryam, إذ انتبذت من آلهة مكانا شرقيا فاتخذت من دونها حجابا فأرسلنا إليها روحنا. Then we sent to her our ruh, meaning our angels. فَتَمَثَّلَ لَهَا بَشَرًا سَوِيًّا. He appeared before her like a
human being.
Not even human being, like a man. Like a man. You know, she's a lady. Young lady of young age. So when she saw him, she came afraid. He said, no, don't worry. Inni Rasulullahi ilayk. I was just a messenger to you from God. This is the message. You are going to give birth miraculously to the Jesus. She said, how comes? He said, oh, I have nothing to add. I am just a messenger. I have conveyed the message to you. And he left. Do you know what happened? She became pregnant.
So that story
there
of,
and then,
virginity of Mary,
yes,
of Mary,
yes,
is also
the Virgin Mary.
The Virgin Mary is also emphasized in the Quran.
Yes.
Okay. Let me now come to the order. But before you continue, somebody is accusing you. You say, great, the reverence is partially a Muslim. But I know you will agree when you go to linguistic meaning of who is a Muslim.
Anyway, the reason why he's saying this is because of what we already said. The fact that I use Arabic, which is a language.
That's what many people don't know.
Don't know. Islam.
It's like when you think everybody, an English person is a pastor. That is what the mistake we always make.
Anyway, from his own point of view, probably he is entitled to his opinion. But the fact, as the point you are trying to bring out, a Muslim is someone who submits to Allah. Like the Mary you are talking of now, Mary was Muslimah. In the message of that angel, Mary said, I have submitted to the will of Allah, and she became a Muslimah, a female Muslim. Somebody who has submitted. Let's not go into the argument. But the point...
No, it's not, this is not argument. It is information.
Okay.
And education.
Yeah. So to be a Muslim is to submit to the will of God. And if I have submitted to the will of God, the term Muslim is someone who has submitted. So
go to the prophet. I don't want you to go there. Just go to the prophet. Let's go to the prophet. You want to explain.
The prophets, as we have already mentioned, are the spokesmen of God. And God decides to use them to communicate his will to humanity. They are in between. They carry the message of God to human beings and take the message of human beings back to God. So they are intermediary between God and man. And because of the fact that God can speak to everyone individually, I'm just repeating exactly what you have said.
Continue
because
to repeat it.
God can speak to each person individually. God decided to send a messenger to go to these people, like the people of Noah.
Yes.
Noah was, the people of Nineveh. Jonah was sent to them. To communicate God's. It's not as if God couldn't have spoken to them directly, but God decides to use prophets to give them this message, so that if a person
Jonah,
like us,
Jonah is Nineveh.
Nineveh is in the present day Iraq, in Mosul.
Yes,
Iraq. That is why they call Nineveh.
Yes, Nineveh is Nineveh.
That also came up when we are discussing. As I was discussing the prophets, the other aspect of similarity that comes up again is the geographical origin. So since we are talking about the same place, we are talking about the same people. What happens is that the Hebrew religion came up before Christianity. So Christianity inherited the prophets of Islam. In addition, the prophets of Judaism, in addition to the few prophets of Christianity. And then Islam came and inherited all the prophets. And of course, the Quran commands that you have to believe all the prophets, not just the prophets of Islam, yes. All the other prophets that came before it. So it's a geographical origin communality that we are born in the same place and we have common characters, and we just have to believe that. So the prophets were sent to different people to communicate the message of God, because God, some of the theologians will say, if God were to speak to us, we will not survive. We wouldn't be alive. We can't withstand the voice of God.
Because
so God
it happens once.
Yes.
It happens once.
Yes.
When Moses took some Israelites,
come and talk to God
and listen to what God will say. They did. But they
said,
they
no, please.
He said, oh God, please don't
talk to us. Let Moses hear.
The true story,
yes,
like that in the Quran.
Yes.
It's like that in the Bible.
Same story.
Then I think some of us have to have a rethink. Those who think we are enemy to ourselves. If the same story is by the same character and the same everything, and we still fight ourselves. And anybody that is fighting another one, I think he need a test.
Mount Sinai, which the Muslims call Jabal Musa, is the same place. The people wanted to, because they are accusing Moses, and Moses said, come and talk to God.
You listen to yourself. What
listen
you will
to
say.
Yourself. By the time God, they say, no, please, Moses, talk to us. We are no longer interested in God talking with. So God uses intermediaries, people to communicate his message to humanity.
I'm happier, and I thank God that this thing is actually happening this way. But I want us to, because we don't have much time, I want you to mention some prophets according to the Bible, where you give us the Quranic Islamic meaning of it. I want to know some prophets you can remember.
Or let me start.
Okay.
Because let him relax.
Okay.
You see, I mentioned. Let's
start from Adam.
Let me start from Adam, as you mentioned.
Okay.
Adam, even the pronunciation is the same Adam.
Okay. Yes. What about Hawa?
Only Hawa, we call her Hawa.
And what do you call
Maybe
Hawa?
What we call her in English Eve.
Okay.
Yes. But we have Noah, which is Noah.
How do Christians?
Noah.
Okay.
We
After
have
that,
Noah.
okay.
Then we have Abraham.
No, how do you call
Ibrahim?
We call him Ibrahim.
Ibrahim.
In the Quran, we have chapter of Ibrahim.
Ibrahim.
We have chapter
Please let's
of...
leave it like that. Please
Yes.
let's leave it like that.
Yes.
What do you call Ibrahim?
Abraham.
Abraham. I
Yes.
think with that
Okay.
Abraham,
Yes.
we are going to
And let me add Yusuf.
Joseph.
Joseph. Okay,
Yes.
we are going to start from
The
that.
same
By God's
personality.
But
grace,
let
next
me
week,
bring Dawood. which is
Imam, this is the end. We are
David.
not. We are going to
The
do
same
more.
persons.
We are going to do more
Different,
by the
yes.
special grace of God. I know everybody is enjoying it, but don't worry. These great men will come back and will continue from where we are stopping today by God's grace. We want to thank you for being there. We want to appreciate you. And I want to thank you once again for even making your time during this middle in the night. We want to thank you until when we will be meeting again. I believe by God's grace, we are going to continue because we have not reached 30% of what we are to discuss. That is our common ground. We should continue to seek for common ground. And when we do that, we discover that we will be one and we understand we are actually serving God. Those who serve God will always look for common ground. Until we meet next week, the same time, same station. My name is Imam Fuad Adeyemi saying bye-bye.